Hey guys, so there was a call this past week that I wanted to give my thoughts on because it was on time management and sacrifices made to make this business work. And there were some things that I really was like, heck yeah, and other things that I was like, oh, heck no. So I wanted to go over my thoughts on that call for you guys. And those of you who didn't hear the call, I'm going to go over both of those anyway. The heck yeahs were, making sure that you run this business the way that works best for you. Amber, a mom, and she talked about how when she's doing her business, she's doing her business. And when she's with her kids, she's with her kids. And when she's with her kids, it makes going and doing her business a lot easier because she doesn't feel guilty about spending time with her kids because she's spending quality time with them. And I remember, at some point I was trying to make this all work, and Cameron said, look, when you're working, you're not happy because you're feeling guilty that you should be with the kids. But when you're with the kids, you're frustrated because you're trying to, you're thinking about all the things that you haven't done and aren't doing for work. So you're not happy wherever you're spending time. This isn't working. You got to figure out what your priorities are, what our goals are, and figure out what time you have to spend on the business and still be mom. And then you have to be happy with that decision. And so, and it's true, if you are with your kids but you're on your phone and you're working, then you can't feel good about shutting them off and going and working for an hour because the time you spent with them wasn't quality time. And so I loved how she talked about how she works on her desktop. So then she doesn't even do work on her phone or her laptop, so she's not tempted to be on there when she is with her kids. And I really was like, yes. There's a reason why I've got my little ThinkTer up here and the computer up here, and I go into airplane mode a lot of times on my phone. So I don't even know that I'm getting messages, I'll get to you guys later. I'm taking care of my kids. I'm a mom first. So the other thing, though, that was said that I was like, oh, heck no. I was like, was the other guy, the presenter, who talked about sacrifices and how he's hardly sleeping, and he talked about it was a badge of success or something like that, and he said, I was just like, oh, he said, your first year of coaching just sucks, and as soon as you accept that and move on from that, then it'll get better. I was like, no. Coaching should never suck. You should never be frustrated. Okay, overwhelmed? Yeah, because you're learning new skills. You're learning new systems. You're learning new ways of talking to people. You're becoming vulnerable. You're looking at your weaknesses and acknowledging them and trying to improve them. You're talking to people. People are hard to talk to. We have a lot of crap that we're dealing with, and then we're talking to people and dealing with their crap. It's just that's difficult. Overwhelming because there's a goal with a deadline. Diamond in 60 days. It can happen, absolutely, and it could be getting stressful as the time gets closer. But that's because you're new to setting goals and setting a deadline. When was the last time you were setting deadlines for yourself? Especially as moms, we don't really have we have deadlines like sign the paper for homework, you're pushing yourself. You're stepping outside of your comfort zone. That in and of itself is overwhelming and stressful. But whenever you start to feel frustrated or feel like this sucks, stop. Talk to me. Talk to your sponsor coach. Talk to the group. It should never suck. You should never be frustrated because your whole entire first year of coaching and beyond that, but even your whole entire first year of coaching is all about learning how to balance your time and learning who you are. And I remember talking to an elite coach, and she's a great mentor, and she said the whole entire first year of coaching, 180 in who she was and the way she thought. These last 2 years, not as much. Not as much change personally. Getting over obstacles and becoming a better person, yes. But there was exponential change in the first year of coaching. So that's what you're dealing with right now. But it should never suck. Please, 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 if you're feeling like this is sucking and this is frustrating and you're getting mad or angry, please stop and let us know and reach out. I wanted to share my calendar with you to show you guys that you don't have to like be extreme to make this business work. The first thing I'm even going to do is I'm going to point out that I have these 2 hours on Tuesday and Thursday, and I have them blocked out for a push to 5-star. I did not have those before this month. I have hit 2-star qualifying. I've hit $3,000 a month. I have hit those things with this time before the kids get up and this time after the kids get up. I have this scheduled, but this is kind of conditional based on how the day's going and based on the kids are going. So I have reached where I am now without these. These are, Cam and I sat down and we saw where the business was going. We saw the momentum. We saw what we can do. And we said, we're having a baby in November. We would love to be able to take the whole entire month of December off. I mean, I'll be here. I'll be doing, you guys will be running a challenge group. I'll be adding challengers to it. I'll still be hitting Success Club. But like, he's not working. I'm not, I'm dealing with a new baby postpartum. And we just want to spend time as a family. I mean, we've even talked about, taking kids out of school for a bit. I mean, they have their testing and stuff, but I mean, it's like, usually like the last week or two of school, like, doesn't really matter because testing's over. So we were even talking about taking them out and just spending time here together as a family at home, with the new baby and not having Kim have to work. And pushing for this will get us there. And so he's taking 2 hours out of his day every Tuesday and Thursday for us to work there. But that's also because I'm at a point where he can, because I'm covering some of the bills. So please, please, please do not think that you have to do this in order to make this business work. That's the first thing. The other thing I wanted to point out is you can see that I have my posts already scheduled out. That's a whole other call, but you need to make a list of 10 benefits that you have felt from coaching and 10 goals that you have with coaching. And like I said, it'll be a whole other call, but I schedule my posts out ahead of time. And so you can see I don't work on Sunday. I read my scriptures, but at night, Sunday night, I do take some time and I organize the week. I plan out what I want to write about. I grab those pictures, and because I've already had those posts scheduled out, I have put together and grabbed pictures and taken pictures purposefully for these posts. And I check in my challenge group on Sunday night to say, okay, guys, let's get ready for a new week. Especially, this upcoming weekend on the 24th, we have a brand new group starting. Brand new challenge group starting. So I'm going to be in there going, all right, guys, day 1 is coming. Let's go for it. Sunday I don't work. It's my day off. Absolutely, completely. I do this time in the morning, 5 to 6. Guys, my kids are up at 6. Like by 6:30, they're up, they're dressed, and they're already arguing with each other. If they slept in longer, I would sleep in longer. But I need this time for me to get my mind right, to get my head right. So I do my scriptures. I do follow-ups. I'm on the Mountain Standard Time, so some people have already written back. I do a lot of my power hour and invites at night, and so then I wake up in the morning sometimes to new messages. So I do follow-ups. I take 15 minutes. After 15 minutes is done, I'm done. Whatever I didn't get follow-up with yet gets put back on the list. I got to move on, and I do reach-outs. I love doing reach-outs in the morning because it's like getting my mind right, just like sending rays of hope. Okay, that sounds really cheesy, but just reaching out and saying, hey, how are you? And just doing that for people in the morning. And then my workout, I got to get my workout in. Like I said, kids start waking up at 6 o'clock. And so I need to be on the ball, get my workout in. And again, my workouts, like I try and listen to some personal development. But my workouts are crazy because the kids are up. And so it's not ideal, but it's what works for my family right now. And so do what works for your family. Sometimes it's frustrating because I don't get super intense workouts done. But you know what? I can't get up any earlier. And I'm not going to do it any other time. And so that's just what works. So do what works for you. I got the National Coach Call. I have it on speakerphone. Sometimes I listen to it. Sometimes I don't listen to it. I listen to the recording. I make sure that I get it done. That's why I use the National Wake Up Call takeaway to make sure that I listen to it on Monday so I can write a post about it on Tuesday. I do my personal development before the push to really make sure I get my mind right. Otherwise, I take an hour here to go through personal development. Gigi's down for a nap. Annie's at the table. She's been working on different lessons that I've been giving her over the summer. She's going to have some activities from kindergarten. So she's at the table. I'm at the table. I'm Usually actually listening to personal development and like cleaning up the table from lunch, or I'm doing the I'm doing the dishwasher, cleaning up the kitchen. Checking in on challenge groups and the coach group and checking in on a coach. Now, if these don't get done right now, right here, like I just take some time for personal development and that's it. It takes time, but if these other things don't get done, but that, oh well, honestly, it just is life, and Scooter gets out at 1:30 on Fridays, so I don't get to, spend as much time, checking in on coach groups. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much time, but then again, to show you, I don't do anything. The kids are home. I am not going to be working while the kids are home. Scooter's getting home. He's telling me about his day. He's got homework. He's been at school. During the summertime, that's when we were playing. We're playing outside. We're just doing stuff. I'm just spending time with the family and being mom, which is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then we do have the Diamond and Dash calls 7 to 8, Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. Otherwise, I'm not doing anything till the kids go to bed. We put them in the rooms at 7:30, turn on some music, and we say, here, whether or not you go to sleep, that's up to you, but we don't want to see you till tomorrow. Mom and Dad need some mom and dad time. And so I don't know what time my kids actually go to sleep, but they're in the rooms at 7:30, and then that's when Cam and I really decided that, we can spend time either sitting on the couch watching TV, or we could work on our goals, and we can work on getting things done. You can see I don't spend, again, Sunday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm focused on family and things like that. And so I'm getting my Power of 3 done and checking in on coach groups. I do a reflection and organization because, again, I have to write down everything that I did that day, making sure that I write down the people I'm supposed to be following up with. I mean, my Prego brain is just like scattered, so I got to make sure that I'm like writing down who I'm supposed to follow up with. Filling out my activity tracker, my business activity tracker. And so that's what that is. I have time for coach calls on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. Right now, just simply because we don't have our coach call here. Normally we have our coach call at 7:30 to 8:30. What is coaching? We do that just on the last Thursday of the month. But otherwise, it's open to you guys. If I'm not talking to you guys, I'm doing more Power of 3. You'll say, oh my gosh, you're getting up on Saturday morning. That's because I'm not doing anything on Friday. And so Saturday morning, I do get up. Again, my kids are up at 6, even on Saturdays. Okay, so that's why. So I'm getting my Power of 3 done. I'm getting some scriptures done as the kids are waking up. They come into the room, and that's when I'm wrapping up. I'm writing down names, doing what's going on. 7 to 8, checking the challenge group. We're snuggling in the bed, getting workout clothes on, that's when I tell them to start gathering their clothes for laundry. So I'm on my phone a little bit there, but also Cameron's home too. So it's Cameron and I are home, Saturday morning. We do our workout later. The kids might be eating breakfast while we're working out, and I check in the coach group. Now sometimes, like this past Friday, I had a call with Lena, and so I might not take that time to be in the coach group because I took the time to be on the call with Lena today. That's what it's like. It's not sacrificing. It's just exchanging time. I'm exchanging this time for that time. I'm exchanging, I exchanged a time Friday morning, so I'm going to be there Saturday. But if I'm with my kids Friday morning, then Saturday I'm going to take some time to make sure I help you guys out. So I hope this helps. That you can see my calendar. This is what I do. I write it out. I have to. I'm going to stop this call so it's not too long. But I hope this helps to kind of see that, there is a whole heck of a lot of time I'm being mom and I'm still able to be successful in this business. It does take laser focus. I have alarms for every single one of these things. 15 minutes done with follow-ups, I am on to reach outs. 15 minutes done with reach outs, I've got to be hopping into my workout. I've got my Power of 3, and then when I'm done, I got to check in the challenge group. I'm reflecting and organizing, and then I got to get my butt to bed because I'm tired being pregnant with 3 kids. And so that's it. That's my schedule. So guys, seriously, it doesn't have to suck. Do what works for your family. If you've got more time, great. If you've got less time, that's okay. It's totally okay. Be honest with your time, but if you have less time, that's all right. You know what? It will work out. And the last thing you want to do is start sacrificing your priorities to make this business work, like sacrificing your family, because if they're not with you in the end, then what was it worth? It wasn't worth it, you know? And so you, again, have to maybe exchange time, where my Saturday from 5 to 10, I'm working on the business, but at 10 a.m. on Saturday, you know, I'm done. You know, that's it, this whole entire time. And so you have to kind of really see what's worth it. I am willing to sacrifice, you know, and that also includes my workout too. And I'm like playing with the kids and stuff. You know, here I'm sitting at the table eating breakfast, you know, on my computer, you know, here and there. And I might not be taking all this time. Just so anyway, just see what you want and see what you're willing to sacrifice to get it. And if you're not willing to sacrifice for it, then be happy where you are. If it's something that you're not willing to sacrifice, then make the decision to be happy with that decision. And that way, then life does not have to suck. It can be wonderful, it can be amazing, and it can be awesome. And this is an awesome opportunity to be able to organize your work around your time, you know, to be able to have something that you can plan in the cracks of your day. So, all right, I'm going to end this, and I hope this helps. Seriously, Google Calendars, amazing. Schedule it out. Make it work for you. Be happy with it, and enjoy this journey.